I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for August 18th, 2023. I got no records. All right, that's better. Okay, so let me tell you guys about the pre-orders that are up this week. Not a lot, but there's two, and there's two really, really good ones. It's the next two Tone Poets. Jackie McLean's Demon Dance, which it's funny, I think I said a couple months back, I'm like, they really need to do this as a Tone Poet. And then on the back of my mind, I was thinking, you know what? I think they announced this as a Tone Poet, but I just kept rolling with the video. But the long and the short of it is they did announce it as a Tone Poet, but now they've officially released it for sale. Jackie McLean's Demon Dance is coming out October 6th. That is actually a really hard and expensive title to get for a modern Blue Note title, you know, a couple $100. More modern, not, you know, modern, but not like 1500 series Blue Note. Speaking of 1500 series Blue Note, they're also doing Herbie Nichols Trio, the self-titled Herbie Nichols Trio album. It's Blue Note 15, 19, 15, 20, in that range. Very expensive if you find an original. The fact that you're getting it as a Tone Poet, it's a no-brainer. The 1500 series stuff, it's like even the Jimmy Smith is a couple $100 now for a nice, clean Jimmy Smith title, whereas before it was like that nobody really cared for the Jimmy Smith. But everything in the Blue Note 1500 series costs some bucks. So when they do them as Tone Poets, fantastic. Okay, let me show you guys this week's new arrival. Mostly new arrivals. I did get a small restock, and I'll start out with those from Mobile Fidelity. Now, there was a point in time where I bought a Mobile Fidelity collection like 2 years ago. When I bought that collection, he had a couple of dupes and trips. I shot a video on it, right? You might have seen it a couple years back on YouTube. He had about 4 copies of this. This is Miles Davis in a Silent Way by Mobile Fidelity. At the time, this was the most in-demand Miles Davis title that Mobile Fidelity did. And I think I either sold them for $450 or $500 a piece. Now, at the time, they were thought to be discontinued. So if you're watching this video now, and you paid $500, I am sorry, but that's what happened. But they decided to reactivate the SKU, and here it is for $39.99. So now is your time to get it. The later Columbia Miles Davis stuff that Mobile Fidelity did, I don't care if it's mastered from an 8-track dub copy. The sound on these things is fantastic. And the reason this was pulling that kind of money is because of how good this thing really sounds. One of my favorite Miles Davis albums, it's like In a Silent Way, Jack Johnson, Kinda Blue. I mean, they're really up there for me. I put a lot of hours listening to these records. Okay, restock as well from Mobile Fidelity, Santana 3. I also got Bill Evans' Undercurrent, which I've had this on and off the last couple of months. This is another one that kind of came out of the blue, and that is the Grateful Dead, Working Man's Dead, with the actual upside down cover like the original had. And another title that they kind of just reactivated, Willie Nelson Stardust. Not the best thing if you are buying these things used or secondary. You know, if you're buying these things, Mobile Fidelity records, or any high dollar records on the secondary market, and then they automatically they go back and reactivate the SKU, that kind of sucks. But when you can get them at retail, now's the time. Okay, the latest from Verve. These are the Verve by Request titles, and these are kind of cool because these are more modern jazz titles that are not easy to get. Wayne Shorter, Footprints Live, Verve by Request. Trying to think of when this recently came out, maybe 20 years ago. Recent-ish. And Herbie Hancock, The New Standard. I want to say this came out a little bit older than that, maybe the 90s, mid-90s, but both Verve by Request titles, so kind of cool. Some jazz greats, Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter, but more modern records from them, so not something you see. Most of those are relegated like to the CD era, so if you're going to find them, they're going to be on CD. The next two Blue Note Classic series, these are all analog, like the Tone Poets, mastered by Kevin Gray from the original master tape. We've got Cecil Taylor's Unit Structures and Anthony Williams' Spring. Absolutely fantastic drummer. All right, what do we got here? This is Jerry Garcia, Might As Well, a Round Records retrospective. A collection of Jerry Garcia's most beloved solo studio recordings. All right, here we've got Destroy Lonely, If Looks Could Kill. Mostly a black cover with a little tiny goblin there. That's a little on the creepy side. Yeah. All right, we've got Miles Kane, One Man Band. This is on black vinyl. Chris Jansen, The Outlaw Side of Me. We've got the Black Crowes. They did a, I think this is a colored variation of Warpaint. And here's a title that everybody's always looking for. Oh, I'll pull that out next. Crowology. Again, I think this is a color variation. What is this? Yeah, this is a triple still. We also have Slipknot live at Madison Square Garden. 2009, first time ever available on vinyl. All right, what is this? Grace Potter. Daylight. This is the Indie Record Store Day exclusive record. Ooh, up next, we've got a record by one of my absolute favorite artists, top 5 for sure, but you don't need to buy it because the record is not that good. Why this thing is out? I'll tell you what, there was decades where you couldn't get rid of this record if you gave it away, and that is Elton John's Victim of Love. A couple of these reissues, they're reissuing his whole catalog, so it's like you got to have it. It's Elton John, right? You got to have all of Elton John's catalog in the store. But yeah, this is not a good record. This is not good. This is bad Elton John music. He does a cover of Johnny B. Good, which actually is not that good either, but it might be the highlight of this not that good record. I don't think this is anybody's favorite record ever. And you too can have it for $30. We'll see how long this sits in the store. They might have to know when they lower the casket, they might have to throw this in the hole with me. I'm not 100% sure, but it is a possibility. Okay, but this is really good. The Elton John Complete Tom Bell Sessions. This has Mama Can't Buy You Love. And actually it has the Are You Ready for Love, the original, which Panu later remixed and kind of made it a hit again. Elton John's Wonderful Crazy Night. I feel like I just showed that. Might be a dupe. Elton John's The Diving Board. Ooh, I already listened to this. Sounds pretty good. Unfortunately, it has paper sleeves, but for the very first time ever, one of the greatest bands of all time, the Talking Heads, one of the best live concerts of all time, Stop Making Sense. This is the complete concert on vinyl for the first time ever. And it comes with a really nice book. How many pages was that book? I don't know if it tells you, but it's kind of like a comic book size book. But it is the complete show. But complete show with the Tom Tom stuff. So it has Genius of Love on it as well. Really, really good. Super stoked to have this. Robin Trower, the 50th Anniversary Deluxe Edition of Twice Removed from Yesterday, which includes unreleased tracks from the BBC sessions. So it looks like, yeah, there's a second disc of rough mix, alternate mix, single mixes, and John Peel's BBC sessions from 1973. Jack Johnson, In Between Dreams. I feel like I might have showed a couple of these. A couple of these might be dupes from last week. Cayenne D-Rot Victory. The debut album includes the singles Heaven. We've got, I think this is something that might have got shown before, Aerosmith's Get Your Wings. This is part of the new Capitol reissues. You know, they're on Capitol now, so they're reissuing the whole catalog. But what's cool is we've got a greatest hits comp, which hasn't been out on vinyl before. That is 3 different variations. So we've got, it's kind of like the how much of an Aerosmith fan are you? Are you just kind of like a casual Aerosmith fan? Well, then we've got a single disc, 1 LP greatest hits for you. Has Dream On, Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way, That's for the very casual fan. Well, now are you just like, I like Aerosmith. I would go see Aerosmith in concert and pay a little money. Yeah. We've got 2 extra discs for you, or 2 disc set for you. This is going to have Pink, Crying, you know, Living on the Edge, Love in an Elevator, What It Takes, Ragdoll Live. You got a little bit more on here, right? And then you're like, okay, I'm the fanatical, got to have all the greatest hits in the box set. You get a box set. So this is 44 tracks spanning 50 years of Aerosmith on 4 LPs. So yeah, so you got the 3 levels of fans, and you actually have the fourth level of fan, and that is where you are such a degenerate Aerosmith fan that you buy all 3 because you gotta have it all. You know, your Aerosmith records are kind of like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. You gotta have them all on your shelf. Okay, the best of two-tone. Limited edition 2 LP on clear vinyl. Victor Vaughn, MF Doom pressed on silver double vinyl. This is, I believe, the latest from Jungle. Is this their 3rd release? I know we had 2 others that we got quite frequently. Volcano. I couldn't really tell you much about Jungle, but I know it sells quite well. And that's the 3rd cover of theirs I've ever saw. The onesies? OCs? Intercepted Message. Well, that's kind of a cool cover. OCs. I feel like I've heard somebody call them the onesies before. That could just be me, though. Had an extra barcode. All right, we've got Bad Idea by Tessa Violet. We've got the limited edition colored vinyl to 2,000 copies, and for some reason we've got 2 here. One with a barcode and... Huh. I feel like one of these might be a different color. We're going to have to check that later on. New repress of Childish Gambino's Awaken My Love. Interesting that this does not have... I wonder if this is a color variant. This does not have... No black vinyl. It's not sealed up anymore. Comes in this sleeve. Which on a record like this, I'm not really a fan of because I don't like to have to explain to customers that this is how it comes new. And that's a common thing. Now, if you're buying high-end Japanese imports, you kind of know that records aren't sealed over there. But on a record like that, people are going to ask me, why isn't this sealed? We've got the self-titled album from Dizzy. And let's see, various artists. This is a comp called Tell Everybody, 21st Century Juke Joint Blues from Easy Eye Sound. So it's Dan Auerbach's label, but he's got Dan Auerbach on here, the Black Keys, and of a host of other artists. We've got the Old Crow Medicine Show. This is Jubilee, which includes a digital download card. We've got some more Dizzy. And that is different. This is a color variation of some kind. So we got a color variant, indie store exclusive, I'm assuming, and then a standard color. Ruckus. This is a new album by Movements. This is the Indie Record Store Day, Indie Record Store exclusive blue and white swirl vinyl variant. Oh, on a side note, me and Angel are going to be doing a live stream this Sunday, early on in the morning. It's kind of our monthly live stream that we used to do the first Sunday of every month, but we really kind of just do whenever at this point in time. But I'll put it up as a future event, so you guys can set an alert to be notified if you want to watch that live stream. It should be pretty fun. Haven't done one in a while. Marcus King, Carolina Confessions, indie store exclusive on Fantasy Records. New from Blue Note, Cautious Clay, Carepeth. Interesting. I got a couple of those actually, I feel like maybe a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And I think they came damaged. I think that's the restock. Fastest land animals. This is East Coast, West Coast, in between. On Listen Records. Kip Moore, Wild Ones. I feel like this actually came out as a Record Store Day title a little bit while back, but maybe that was a Record Store Day first, and now this is the standard version. Could be wrong, but I think it was this album. Let's see, Between the Buried and Me. The name of this album is Colors 2, which is interesting because it says Colors in color, but the record it's on the back as well. That's a cool cover. I like the kind of concept in the art. Musically, I really don't know what this is, but this is on transparent royal blue cloudy vinyl. Really cool cover. Bad Omens live and unplugged. Baby blue, violet, and black tri-colored vinyl, and it includes a download card. Same thing, I know for a fact I got this, and I was a little upset because I wanted it for the Lana Del Rey collab, but it came damaged. But this is John Batiste's World Music Radio. But it's got a John Bellion, what? Kenny G. Hold on a second here. Wait a minute. The Kenny G doing on the record? Okay, so you are going to have the opportunity of buying a record, and on that same record, is it not only going to feature Kenny G, but it's also going to feature Lil Wayne. I don't know if you can write a story like that. Anybody would even believe you. It's going to have New Jeans, Native Soul, Rita Pays, Fireboy DML, and Kenny G on Claire de Luna. Okay. I absolutely got to hear this. Yeah. Some more Ruckus. This is some more movements by Ruckus. This is on custard vinyl. It includes such hits as I Hope You Choke. That's actually the name of the first track of the B-side. Todd Rundgren, The Individualist, A True Star, live. This is a triple disc set on pink and blue splattered vinyl. 3 LP set on Purple Pyramid. This is a live concert from 2019. All right, we've got Rhiannon Giddens, You're the One. This is on Nonesuch. Try to clear a little more space off here. We've got The Hives, The Death of Randy Fitzsimmons. This is exclusive cream vinyl. Soulfly, Totem, blue marble vinyl, limited to 1,500 copies. All right, we've got Glenn Danzig, Black Aria. Okay. Don't even remember ordering this. This is on Haze of Vinyl. This is kind of cool. I have no idea what this is, but this has the exact same cover as that Ed Suzuki, I think it was Ed Suzuki Hawaiian record I showed you guys a while back. It was a real rare Hawaiian psych record, but it's the same cover art. Back in the day, you could go to a company that manufactured labels, manufactured covers, and they had stock images. So you had, say, 30 pictures you could pick from in a book, and then they would slap your information on the cover like you see here. This is the Supreme Jubilees. It's all over now. But I'm almost positive this is a stock photo because from memory, this is the same exact cover as the, was it Ed Suzuki? I believe it was Ed Suzuki. But yeah, this is pressed on opaque maroon and transparent yellow wax. This is a Light in the Attic release. I'll give it a listen, but kind of cool. When I saw the cover, I thought to myself, oh, they're giving the Suzuki, they're giving it a repress. But no, that's a totally different cover. Totally different band. Same exact cover. Ringworm. Seeing Through Fire. This is on red, orange, magenta splattered vinyl, limited to 1800 on Nuclear Blast Records. This is Gregory Alan Oskov, pressed on 180 gram brown vinyl. This is Appaloosa Bones. This is kind of cool. Duran Duran, Girls on Film. This is the 1979 demos. Yeah. On pink and blue splatter, it looks like. We've got Jack Harlow, exclusive tan color variant. This is Jackman. Part of the Atlanta. Oh boy, that guy's having a bad day. Looks like the old tree decided to... Actually, you know, we got a tree down, come to think of it. We had a storm here last night, and I forgot we had a tree go down in the street behind the store. Forgot to call the gardener. Yeah, I'll have to do that tomorrow. We've got the Love Lights. This is With Love from the Love Lights. Actually, when I saw this a second ago, I looked on the shelf because I had an original of this in the store on the shelf maybe a couple months ago. It wasn't too long ago. This is a reissue by P-Vine. We've got the Sonic Youth, Brooklyn, New York, 2011. This is the very last U.S. show of Sonic Youth, of the Sonic Youth. It's kind of cool, too, because they made it like an old trademark equality bootleg. But it's interesting because it looks kind of like a trademark equality bootleg, but they didn't kind of do it perfectly, which is interesting. Like, why didn't they? Are they worried that the bootleggers are going to sue them? Is the bootleggers stuff trademarked? I'm not really sure. It would have been neater, you know, it would have been a little cooler if they really just knocked it off and made it look like a trademark equality. But this is a 2 LP set, it looks like, featuring a unique and expansive 85-minute set. This is a limited black vinyl edition. The 50th anniversary of Jim Croce's I Got a Name. This is on bone white vinyl. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad to get this. In the store, this sells all the time. Jim Croce stuff sells really well. It used to be that it would sludge up the store. But, you know, Rumors used to sludge up the store. But Jim Croce, that's a good Saturday record. Family comes in buying some records, they buy some Jim Croce. Parkway Drive. Don't Close Your Eyes. This is a limited color vinyl variant. Ministry, the 12-inch singles, 1981 to 1984. This is a 2 LP set on a blue vinyl. But limited edition, only 500 made. Okay. The UK Subs, Killing Time, limited edition blue vinyl. I feel like this is a repress for Lizzo because it has that 75th anniversary sticker on it, but doesn't have a 2023 date. But Lizzo's album, 'Cause I Love You. Diplo, self-titled. The Budos Band, Frontier's Edge. The band returned. This is a new album. Very cool. Liam Gallagher, live, Nebworth 2022. And it's actually quite cool because it has like a facsimile of like an old vintage ticket. Tickets haven't been this nice and exotic in my lifetime, but at one point they were. This is on Sun Yellow double vinyl. Very cool. Getting to the wire here. We've got Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor is the name of this album. The 2006 Grammy-nominated debut. All right, we've got the Human League Secrets. Half-speed remaster, 2 LP on 180 gram vinyl. I'm wondering if this even ever came out on vinyl originally, from 2001. I've never seen it, possibly. Oh, The Adolescents, Caesar Salad Days. This is limited to 1,000 copies on blue vinyl. I feel like this is a kind of a heavily limited edition vinyl kind of day. A lot of low numbers on some of these. The Lemonheads, Come On Feel. 2 LP 30th anniversary edition on red and yellow vinyl. Blur, Leisure. This is an import, so not the cheapest record ever, but one of their more popular albums back in the store, which is kind of nice, but we really need to get a domestic repressing of their entire catalog. Let's see, Birdie, Portraits. And Hozier, Unreal Truth, a new album featuring some folks. There it is, guys. You can buy all of this stuff online while supplies last at theingroove.com. Don't forget the live stream this week with me and Angel. Until next time.